Hey guys, Pastor Chet coming back with you today with another daily devotion we like to call Vitamins. That's right. I was sitting in my office this morning and for the last weeks, months, whatever you want to call it, my desk drawer has begun to get, shall I say, somewhat cluttered, right? So this morning I come in, I sat down, I was digging for something and I couldn't find it. And I said, you know what, this is ridiculous. I'm fixing to clean house. I'm fixing to clean this desk drawer right here. I'm fixing to clean this desk drawer out because I can't get nothing accomplished when I open up this desk drawer because it is just full of junk, full of stuff that I don't need. I got a trash can sitting back there. Man, I halfway filled that trash can up with just junk that was cluttered in this desk drawer. So as I'm sitting there cleaning this desk drawer out, man, it just hit me. You know, I said, man, this desk drawer is a lot like my mind sometimes and my life sometimes, just cluttered with nonsense. You know, we got so much stuff built up in our minds and in our hearts and in our lives that we can't accomplish what we set out to accomplish in the beginning. We can't do what God's called us to do because of all the clutter, because of all the trash, because of all the filth that we allow to infiltrate into our lives and our minds and our hearts. And during our daily devotion at the house the other night, we were sitting around the table, and you know, I try to drive it home to my kids all the time, the importance of, and Pastor Ryan says it all the time, you know, garbage in, garbage out. You know, if we just allow our minds and our hearts and our souls and our spirits and our walks and our lives to be infiltrated with just worldly things, with garbage, then that's all that can come out. That's all that we can exhibit is those things that are bombarding us, you know. And it just took me to that verse in Philippians. It's Philippians 4:8, where it says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things." So I asked myself, how do we declutter our minds? How do we declutter our hearts? How do we declutter our lives? And that's the way to do it right there, man. We gotta dig into God's word, and we gotta think on things that are righteous. We gotta think on things that are holy, that are pure, that are just. And if we do that, we can begin to drive out those things that are unholy, that are worldly, that are bogging us down, and we can begin to declutter our minds and declutter our lives and declutter our hearts, just as I decluttered this desk drawer this morning. And I left to go to town, and I came back and you know, needed something in my drawer, and I opened it up, and I was like, you know, I just cleaned it out an hour and a half ago, and I was like, wow, I could actually get to what I need to do. I could accomplish the task that I set out to accomplish by going in that drawer and finding what I needed without digging through all the garbage and digging through all the stuff. And hey, it's the same way in our life, you know. It's going to be so much easier for us to do what God's called us to do and to live the life that God has called us to live if we will declutter our minds, declutter our hearts, and think on the things that Paul's writing about here in Philippians. And that don't mean we say it every time, man. I probably say it in every video I do. You know, that don't mean that everything's going to be easy, that, you know, just because we do these things that it's going to be a cakewalk, because it's not. We know the Christian walk, the life that we try to live is difficult, right? It's a hard one to live, but if we lean on him, if we put our faith, our hope, and our trust in Jesus and Jesus alone, then he'll get us through that. So I don't know if that means anything to anybody else or not, but just me. But I wanted to jump on right quick and just share that with y'all, because it kind of hit me right in the face when I opened that desk drawer up and began to think about that. And you know, I've already began to try to declutter my mind and declutter my heart, and just purge it of those things that will become a distraction, and purge it of those things that are standing in the way of us doing what God's called us to do. So love y'all. We'll see you next time.